Good morning, it's Kurt Sawyer, Sawyer's Maple Farm. We're ROing sap. That's that noisy racket in the other room, you hear? And let me show you what we got going on. So we took this sap from the big tank here, crunched it once through the RO into this tank. This is about 7% sugar, 7.7, something like that, I think is what was going through. And then we're running it through the RO right there upstairs, and so we can start boiling, and that should be, we're shooting for like 12%. So yeah, here we go. So we got about a rung, so close to 100 gallons up there right now, with more going up. So we got to get the evaporator started. So let's flip you around and I'll show you my evaporator startup process. All right, so the reason we're running sap twice through the RO is we can run it through real quick. It's coming in the woods like 2.8%. We can run it through real quick, one pass, get into that first tank at about 7% or 8%, depending on the sugar content from the woods. And then we can really quick get it upstairs. Like we were going into this tank back here at about 2 gallons a minute for the last couple hours. Now we're going upstairs at like 6 gallons a minute. My guess is going to be higher than that as we get going. So I'm gonna turn my burner on, grab my stack. That opened. I hear snow falling off of it. Valves and everything are set. We can fire this up. Purrs like a kitten. It's initially starting. Any second now, it's gonna really engage, just nice and smooth. And then when it's nice and smooth too, even when I kick it from low fire to high fire, it's just, yep, there it goes. So that's fired up. That'll start warming up. Then I come around here, hook my draw or my auto draw off on. Okay, so that's on. Make sure my draw off tank is set more or less where I want it. Okay. So that's about ready to go. I won't turn those valves on until I'm ready to really get going. Okay, now it's time to get the filter press ready. This takes like 10 papers. That's the edge there. That's it. Gotta get these things just right. Just about like that. Now, for those of you who don't know how a filter press works, these paper filters are providing us with a barrier that will catch the diatomaceous earth that we're going to put in the syrup when we get done. The diatomaceous earth is actually our filter. That is what's catching all of the impurities in the syrup. It did not set right. There we go. And that's what gives us a nice clear syrup. Now you can leave a lot of that stuff in there. Most folks would call that niter, and that's what it is. And it's basically like a mineral buildup, and it'll make your syrup kind of cloudy, foggy, and eventually it will settle out in your syrup and it'll form a film on the bottom of your bottles. You know, I'm doing this professionally, this is how I make my living. I like the syrup to be nice and clear so that it looks really good for the customer. The other reason I do it is because if you leave that niter in there, you can get more of a bitter, burnt flavor to your syrup. And I don't want that either. Now the reason I just had to crank down on this thing with the bar, get a little extra leverage, is this won't seal otherwise. If I don't, this thing will just, if I just do it hand tight, this will be blowing syrup out in all directions. It's a mess when that happens. All right, basically the only thing left to do now is hook up my hoses to the draw-off tank and wait for the syrup to get heated up. All right, for you folks, I missed it, but when I start getting sat boiling over here, I turn my valve on to the, between two pans, coming from the back pan. I turn that valve on halfway. So it's halfway right now still. Then, when I see it start to boil in here, and I mean like just starting, you probably can't even see anything in there because it's too dark. Then I turn my feed on from up above. That keeps this from foaming like crazy when I first start the evaporator up. And then I end up having to use very little oil in here, early part of the boil. So that's on when I get this real close to drawing off, which we are almost there. Then I will kick the other valve all the way open, and then everything will be nice and smooth and ready to boil. Or not ready to boil, boiling, making syrup. Which hopefully we're not too far off from right now. Catch you in a bit.